going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Out and About podcast. I am Tony. Hope you're all doing great today. Wow. Let's talk about this, guys. Today we're talking about something that blew up the internet. TikTok, Instagram stories, the Starbucks Bear Cups that dropped on November 6th. Yep, I participated in this earlier on today, early this morning I filmed a video of me standing outside, waiting. My experience, because I've never done anything like this before. I've never gotten up, for the exception of maybe Black Friday, like 20 years ago or whatever. Never really gotten up early in the morning, wait for an opening for a bunch of special stuff ever in my life. So this was a different experience for me. I'm glad I did it. It was fun. You know, you sit in line, you BS with people, you have a good time. I had a good crew in my line. There weren't people. Nobody was aggressive. Nobody was being stupid. Everybody was being very nice and respectful, and it wasn't like an aggressive thing. So shout out to those people that were in my line today. So I want to know it from the start. Did any of you wake up at like 3 a.m. to try to get one? Because I did. I was in that line, freezing, tired, holding my coffee from home because Starbucks wasn't even open yet. And here's the thing. People are saying that these Bear Cups were already gone before the doors even opened. Now, these are reports from people. Nothing I've seen personally at my location. I didn't see, much of anything like that. But, let's continue here. A lot of people are saying employees bought them all, or held them, or had them stashed in the back. And I want to talk about that. Is it true? Is it fair? Should employees be allowed to buy them before the customers? I'm not here to bash workers. We love our Starbucks baristas. But I am here to talk about fairness. I mean, just look at it. You've got people camping out, standing in line in the dark, and then boom, sorry, sold out. So tell me, how is it already sold out when none of us have even stepped inside yet? Or not me personally, but there were people that were reporting this. And I posted my YouTube video. I posted some little reels on Instagram and Facebook and X and all that good stuff. So I got some people contacting me via email, DMs, whatever people can get a hold of me with. Amanda from San Diego. Tony, I got there at 5:05 a.m. for a 5:30 opening, and the manager said they were already sold out. I literally saw employees in the back with cups. Wow. I'm not saying that every store does that, but I'm saying that right there is why people are mad. Because if customers are waiting in line and employees are buying before the doors unlock, of course people are going to talk. Do you guys think Starbucks should have a rule? Employees can only buy them after their shift? Or do you think it should be like first come, first serve, no matter if you work there or not? I want to hear your thoughts. Drop me a message in the comments on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You know the deal. So I'm sitting in my car like at 3 a.m. After a little while of being out there, the people go in, the lights go on inside, and then see the people that are inside, they start stocking the little shelves of the items. There was a Hello Kitty item that dropped today as well. Or cups or items. You can see the cups. You can literally see the bears on the shelf after they put them there. I'm thinking, cool. I might actually get one. Doors open. I'm like third in line. Or I'm sorry, fourth. I was fourth in line. Before they let everybody in, the barista says, we've only got a few. This is all we have. There's nothing in the back. Please be respectful. Blah, blah, blah. So we go in. I was fourth in line. The first girl in line, they only had 3, mind you. The first girl in line bought 1. I'm sorry, she got 2. The second girl in line wasn't even interested in that. She wanted the Hello Kitty stuff. The guy that was ahead of me grabbed the last one. And then I hear the dreaded words. Sorry, that's it. We're sold out. And guys, I'm like I said, fourth in line. And I'm thinking, how does a nationwide limited release only get like 3 cups? But then I'm also thinking, were there really only 3? Or were some already gone before we got inside? Got another listener viewer comment, Jess from Phoenix. Tony, our Starbucks had a sign saying 1 per person, but the employees were carrying drinks with cups carrying drinks with the cups before opening. And you know what? The store I was at, they didn't seem to have like any kind of limit or any sign posted either when I went to my local location. And see, that's where the theory starts. I'm not saying it's every store, but enough people saw it that it became a real conversation. Got a question for you guys. Be honest. If you worked at Starbucks and knew something was going to sell out, would you buy one before your shift started? Or would you wait till after the rush to be fair to customers? Do you think it's wrong for employees to get the first pick? Or do you think, hey, they worked there, they earned it? Got Mark from Ohio. Tony, I asked the barista if they had any left, and she said corporate told them employees aren't allowed to buy until after 12 p.m. Well, if that was the case, that right there is how it should be done. You serve the customers. Let the drop happen. Then employees can buy later if there's any leftovers. But from what I hear, not every store is doing that. Some stores have no limit, like the one I was at. Some do 1 per person. Some do 2. Some let employees buy first. Some don't. And that's the problem. There's no consistency. Do you guys think Starbucks should make this a national policy? Like 1 per person? Employees can only buy after 10 a.m.? No holding, no hiding boxes in the back? Or is that too strict? Let me know in the comment box below. Now, with the show of comments in the comment box, I want to know how many of you actually stood in line for these cups. Because at my store, it was still dark outside. You could tell who was there for coffee and who was there for the bear cup. After opening, the people going in for coffee had their hands in their hoodie pockets, tired, yawning. And then you had the cup hunters, blankets, Starbucks tote bags, phone in hand. And I'm standing there thinking, is this just a cup or is it a mission at this point? I was actually there for my wife. She wanted the cup, if I can get one. I was there for her. I can care less about the cup. But it was still fun. And I was trying to do my wife, a favor and get her one. Question for you guys. Would you actually stand outside at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 2 a.m., which the first girl in line at my place was there since 2 a.m. Would you stand in line like that for a cup? Or do you think that people doing that are insane? Be honest. Or are you like me? Normally, I would say I'm not going to do it. And then this time, I was there standing there at 4 a.m. with a coffee in my hand from home because my wife wanted it. Here's where it gets interesting. I started talking to this lady in the line behind me. She says, this is my 4th Starbucks today. Wow. You're 4th. We're talking like 4 in the morning here. That's insane. Some Starbucks, I guess, opened earlier, from what I understand. She said the last store told her we already only got 6 cups and they're already spoken for. They're spoken for? What does that mean? That's when the rumor really starts that employees, managers, or even friends of employees were getting the first dibs. We got Emily from Colorado. Tony, I used to work at Starbucks, and yes, some stores let employees put stuff aside. It depends on the manager. Well, at some locations, that right there is why it's not fair to blame the baristas. It comes from leadership. Some managers say no, some say go ahead. We got another listener, David from New Jersey. Our store had a strict rule. Nobody, not even staff, could touch the merch until doors opened. And that's how it should be. That's fair. First come, first serve. But then, let's flip it. Let's be real. These baristas are making what? Not a lot. And they're getting screamed at by customers all day. And this might be the only perk they get, to buy something cool before it sells out. So do we blame them, or do we blame Starbucks for not having a clear, fair system nationwide? Got some questions for you guys. Who do you think is responsible? The employees, the managers, or the company itself? Should Starbucks limit employees until after opening? Or does that suck for the people who actually work there? Let's talk about the people who rolled up like at 2 or 3 a.m. thinking doors open at 4:30 and they find out that a bunch of cups are gone. The looks on their faces. Probably the look on my face when I realized the guy ahead of me got the last one. Some people were mad, like pacing mad. Some looked like they just lost a loved one. And then you got people who bought one and just quietly walked to their cars like they pulled off a heist. Brianna from Texas. Tony, I saw a girl sprint to her car holding 3 cups of one armed. Like she just robbed a bank. That is the exact energy at these drops. Pure adrenaline, coffee in one hand, emotional damage in the other. And then there's the resellers. I checked eBay, shortly after I got home. Cups were already online for $150. I saw some for $400. My wife found one on there. Didn't buy it, of course, for $1,400. And it's like the retail is what, like $22, $30 maybe? And I'm sitting there like, people can't even get one, and somehow others have 5 listed online with glamour shots. Jesus. Do you guys think flipping them is a smart hustle, or is it taking away from people who just want one for themselves? Like my wife, she wasn't interested in selling it. She thought it was cute. She wanted it. She recently bought one. There was some release somewhere. She bought one on eBay, I think it was, and it was a Starbucks Bear glass, just like that. But it had a little sombrero on. It was nice. It was cute, I guess. But yeah, she got one that was like some kind of sombrero that had on its head. This one had like a green beanie or ski cap. Would you resell if you managed to get an extra one? Or would you feel bad? Kayla from Los Angeles. I don't blame the resellers. I blame Starbucks for not putting one per person limit everywhere. All right, I agree. If the company set a strict rule, a lot of this would not be happening, possibly. Let's talk limits here. Some stores said 2 per person, some said 1 per person. Some had no limit at all. And it makes no sense. It's the same company, same product, same day, but completely different rules. And then there's the people who say they're just cups. Why do you care? It's not about the cup. It's about the hunt. It's the experience. It's waking up early. It's the energy in line. It's the will I get it or not? It's like Black Friday. You don't need a TV. You need the thrill. Or maybe in some cases you do need the TV. But it's still a thrill, right? But then you add the theory that the employees already bought them and now it feels like it's a rigged game. Did any of you actually witness an employee buying one before opening? Or did someone tell you that someone saw someone do it? Because I want real stories, not just my cousin's uncle's milkman's lawyer said so, you know? I want to talk about something a lot of you were talking about. People saying they could see boxes of cups in the back, but when they asked the employees, they said, we don't have any. And look, I'm not saying they're lying, but I'm saying we can see the box. So then what are we supposed to believe? Are those extra? Are those damaged? Are they for mobile orders, possibly? Are they for employees? Or are they just not allowed to sell them yet? I got a question for you guys. If you literally see the boxes behind the counter, is it rude to ask, are those the bear cups? Or do you think it comes off as accusing? Would you say something? And if they say, we can't sell those, would you leave it alone? Or would you argue? I will always be polite. Always. But I will ask questions. I'd say, hey, just curious. Is all the inventory sold out or is there more coming after opening? You're not accusing. You're just asking. And if they get annoyed, that's on them. You're a paying customer. You're allowed to ask questions respectfully. And we got Tyler from Florida. Tony, I asked the barista said shipment wasn't processed yet. But then I saw someone from the back carry a cup to a register for another employee. Oh, that right there is why people get upset. Because the customers are told no. But then something different happens behind the counter. Let's talk about something else. The people who show up after everything is gone and start interrogating the baristas like they're on trial. Our barista, before she let us all in, explained everything to us. Explained everything that, that's all they have. Everything on the shelf is all they have. There's nothing in the back, blah, blah, blah. I still saw someone say, so you're telling me there's nothing in the back? Not one cup. Can you check? Can you check again? Guys, don't do that. These workers make coffee. They don't control internal bear cup distribution strategies. But also, I understand being frustrated. You wake up like at 2 or 3 a.m., drive in the cold, wait in line, and then in 2 minutes it's gone. Or in my case, 30 seconds, the bear cup was gone. And then people are like, just get over it. Be honest. If you were the manager of Starbucks for one day, how would you handle this? Would you let employees buy first? Would you set it to one per person? Would you do raffle tickets? Or would you just lock the doors and say, good luck, everyone? Maria from Chicago. Our store did it perfectly. They handed out numbers to the first 10 people and called them up at one time. Well, that is smart. No pushing, no fighting, no rushing. Every Starbucks should do that for major releases. That should be all across the board. It's like what we talked about. They're the same company. It's the same item. James from Nevada. I got lucky. I walked in at 6:15 and they still had 3 left. No line at all. This is why I tell people the busiest Starbucks near highways and city centers are war zones. But the random Starbucks near a grocery store or inside a Target, sometimes those are gold mines. Now let's talk about drive-through drama. The location I was at did not have a drive-through, but there was some stuff I heard from locations that did have drive-throughs. I heard some people were trying to order the Bear Cup through the drive-through before doors opened. I guess they were harassing the baristas, and the baristas were like, "We cannot sell merch through the drive-through until the lobby opens." These are reports I'm hearing from other people and things I'm reading online. And I heard people were losing it. Like, "But I was here first." Guys, it's a drive-through, not a Ticketmaster pre-sale. Question for you guys. Have you actually cried over missing out on Starbucks merch? Be honest with me. Or screamed in your car, sat in silence for 10 minutes because of that. I want to bring this up too. The people on TikTok who got like 5 cups and were flexing online, and the comments are like, "Your days are numbered. She works there. Her mom is the manager." Like they're in witness protection now. It's a cup, not a government secret. But here's the bigger point. When a product is this popular, this hyped, this limited, you have to expect chaos. If Starbucks really cared about fairness, they would do pre-orders, online releases, all across the board, limit 1 per account, or stagger drop times nationwide so scalpers can't hit every store. But they didn't do that. They threw the cups into the wild and said, "Good luck, everyone." And now here we are, making an entire podcast about it. At the end of the day, it wasn't just about a cup. It was about the experience. Waking up early, standing in the cold, feeling like kids again, chasing something small that somehow meant something big. And maybe that's what we're all looking for. A moment to feel excited about something. All right, guys, thank you for being here with me today, for sharing your stories, for making this world a little less lonely. That was the deal. That was some of my experience and some of your experience that I read too. So thank you all for listening. If you enjoyed this, please leave me a comment in the comment box below. Would be greatly appreciated. And I will talk to you later.